Hi, the internet. Welcome to the What Else Show. I'm your host, Robert. This is Bethany.
Hi, internet.
And today we've got a brand new What Else Show for you. Bethany, what else are we talking about today?
Today, we are going to talk about the first episode of The Golden Girls.
That's right, the first episode of The Golden Girls.
The Golden Girls.
Premiering September 14th, 1985.
Yes, that's correct.
Premiering on NBC, a total of 180 episodes. Mm-hmm. The last episode not ending until 1992. There's a lot of episodes.
Yeah, 7 seasons.
Seven whole seasons.
7 seasons.
We get to see them from old to older.
Right. We get to see them. We watch them grow up on camera.
Yes. Yes. Why are we talking about the first episode of The Golden Girls, Bethany?
There's a couple reasons.
Oh, I thought there was one reason.
There's 2 reasons. Okay. Number one, we love The Golden Girls.
Okay.
We're fans.
Sure.
We're fans.
Sure, I like the show.
Yeah. Number 2, Betty White passed away.
Betty White passed away just
so sad.
Just short of her 100th birthday.
She almost made it to 100.
I always say when you hit 100 years old, you win.
Yeah.
That's the finish line.
Yeah.
Man, she was close. I like to think that Betty White made it to 100. There was just a miscalculation with her original birthday.
Yeah. I like that. I like that.
Anyways, what's your history with The Golden Girls?
My history with The Golden Girls. I don't think I started watching it until maybe the second season or so. But I distinctly remember the first episode of The Golden Girls that I ever saw.
Oh, what was the first episode you ever saw?
The first episode I ever saw was when Blanche's daughter came to visit, and she was dating a guy who was a total jerk, and she was very overweight, and he constantly made fun of her being fat.
Sweet. I wish we would watch that episode.
He was a horrible human being. And I think I was at a friend's house, and I think it aired on Sunday nights where I lived. I remember it being on Sunday nights. And I think we were doing homework, and I just stopped doing homework, and I was just mesmerized by the show that her parents were watching.
Don't think I watched The Golden Girls until it was in syndication, like on basic cable, maybe the USA channel or Lifetime or...
It was on so many different...
Something.
Yeah. It was on Lifetime.
As a syndicated show. Yeah, that's when I remember watching it. Although I might have watched it. Was it sandwiched in there with maybe the Cheers? Did it come on with Cheers? Was it an NBC Thursday?
No, I think it was a Sunday night. I think it was Sunday nights on NBC.
I don't know. Why did we even bring this up if we don't even know?
I don't know. I'm
just trying to remember where I saw it. I've seen Golden Girls. I've seen Golden Girls on a plane.
I don't know that it was on with Cheers, but we could look. But I don't think it was on Thursdays. I think it was Sunday nights.
Okay. I don't know. Who cares about days of the week anymore with shows? Nobody. Because we watched Golden Girls on Hulu, the first episode. Bethany?
Check it out on Hulu.
What was your thoughts on this first episode?
Loved it. I loved it. If I had seen this episode, I definitely would have just been completely hooked on the show.
I thought it was okay.
Of course you did. I thought it was great.
I thought it was a little corny, a little cornball. But that's usually how first episodes are. The actors are still learning the characters and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. Yep.
Okay, let's get into what happens in this first episode.
Okay, so in this episode, we see Dorothy.
We start the episode with the intro.
The intro, the song, right?
Thank you for being a friend. Classic intro.
Classic intro song.
Thank you for being a friend.
It's about friends. They're old lady friends. That's what the show's about. Makes sense. It doesn't really...
totally makes sense.
Explain what's going on in the show. It's not like 4 ladies. They're old. They're living in a house together. That's what I'm waiting for.
Right.
But we still haven't got one in our...
No, we don't have one of those.
Yeah.
So yeah, the intro, and then the first scene is... The first thing that we see is Dorothy coming home from work.
Yes.
Yes.
She works as a substitute teacher. She's just getting back from class. She walks into the kitchen where we see a man that we don't know who they are. Apparently, in this first pilot episode, they live with a gay man named Coco.
Yeah, he just is
Like,
like
he never makes out with a man.
cooking.
That's the only way I can tell.
And they tell us, they say on the show.
Yeah, they don't shy away from mentioning that this man is a homosexual.
Yeah, they mentioned it a couple times.
Yeah, they play it for laughs. It's not necessarily PC, you know?
Not really.
Doesn't
but
hold up well, I don't think.
No, not in this political climate.
Yeah.
It wouldn't. That kind of joking wouldn't hold up.
Oh, we didn't mention who's in this show. Dorothy, B. Arthur, Betty White, obviously. Rose Nyland, Rue McClanahan, Blanche Devereaux, but they call her by a different name in this. Blanche Harrison?
Hollingsworth.
Blanche Hollingsworth.
She is. Both names are correct. Hollingsworth is her maiden name, and there's actually a bunch of episodes around Hollingsworth.
Estelle Getty, Dorothy. Nope.
Sophia.
Yep. God, these so many old ladies, so many names.
Yep.
Anyways.
Okay. So that's the cast.
B. Arthur, Dorothy goes in there and she's talking to Coco about her students in class, and B. Arthur doesn't like their appearance. They've got green hair and they're shaved bald and piercings and whatnot.
Yep.
This is a show from 1985.
Yeah.
B. Arthur's an old lady. She's not having it.
Yep.
She sends somebody home from school, blah, blah, blah. She sees Coco and her go back and forth. We learn that they live in Miami. We learn that they're going through a heat wave. We learn that they are in a drought.
Yep.
And we learn that Coco is making enchiladas.
Yes, and she's not thrilled.
She don't like that because it's hot outside.
Yeah.
Rose is there. Rose walks in, doesn't really say anything. She's just being Betty White.
They start talking about this man that Blanche has been dating named Harry. Blanche comes into the kitchen talking about a mink stole, and so they kind of give her a hard time because it's the middle of a heat wave and she wants to wear a mink stole on her date with Harry. And so then they take that opportunity to start grilling Blanche about who Harry is, and then Blanche very flippantly says, he asked me to marry him, and then she just like leaves the kitchen. She just walks out. So Rose and Dorothy are like, wait, what's going on? So they chase after her and they're trying to find out more information about her possibly marrying this guy. And so she talks to them for a second and then goes to finish getting ready for her date. And Dorothy and Rose have a moment alone together, and Rose,
they're worried about Blanche getting married because they live in Blanche's house, and if Blanche gets married, they probably have to find a new place to stay.
Yes, and Rose has a ton of anxiety. She's really upset about that. She's really worried about that. So they keep trying to corner Blanche to find out more information, and she's kind of evading. She doesn't know what she's going to tell him. So Blanche is getting ready for her date, and then suddenly the doorbell rings, and everybody thinks it's Harry. So Dorothy and Rose go to answer the door, and it's not Harry, it's Sophia.
That's right. It's Estelle Getty at the door. Her
Estelle Getty.
Retirement home burned to the ground.
Burned down.
No one died. The home burned down.
Yeah. So now she's there
She
with
just
them.
shows up.
Yeah.
So Blanche comes out while Sophia is there. She says hi to Sophia. They're just waiting for Harry at this point. And Sophia tells Blanche that she looks like a prostitute.
You look like a prostitute.
Correct.
So then Blanche and Rose have this really quick aside conversation about how Sophia had a stroke and she says whatever she wants. So they kind of set up her...
Has no filters, what she
has
says.
no filter. And so they're kind of like setting up Sophia's character because Sophia says she's got a lot of the... she's really mean to people sometimes. At that point, Harry finally arrives.
Harry arrives. They do some introductions, and Blanche leaves with Harry.
Yes.
It cuts to them staying up all night because they're worried about what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Is Blanche going to say yes to marriage? Is she going to say no to marriage? Blanche comes home. She tells them that she's going to get married next week. They're very surprised.
Yes. They're shocked. Yes.
Blanche says they can stay there until they find a place.
place.
Yes.
Yes.
And Betty White is thinking like, well, I can stay here forever. I'm never going to find a place.
Yeah. So Betty White's, but Rose's plan is to just like stay there forever.
Well, you can just stay right here. Well, that's settled.
So Blanche is getting ready for her wedding. Dorothy is helping her out, and Rose comes into Blanche's room and is talking to Dorothy, and she's like, I have a bad feeling about this Harry guy. I got a hunch that he's bad. I'm gonna tell Blanche.
And Dorothy does everything possible to keep Rose from ruining Blanche's day. So Dorothy locks her in a closet, and then her and Blanche leave the room. Coco eventually lets Rose out of the closet. It cuts to the next scene. They're in the living room for Blanche's wedding, and Harry is late. They have a conversation, so we find out that he's 30 minutes late and he hasn't shown up yet.
There's a knock on the door. It's a police officer, and he tells Blanche that Harry is a bad guy. He's been arrested because he's a con man.
Yes.
A flim-flam man.
He's a flim-flam man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think they say that. I think I said that.
Yeah, so he's a con man. He has multiple wives, multiple families.
Right.
And so Blanche is devastated. And the girls do their best to comfort her, but she falls into this bad spiral of like depression. And the next scene that we see is them on the patio. It's Dorothy, Rose, and Sophia, and they're chatting about Blanche on the patio. So we find out that it's been 3 weeks and Blanche is still terribly depressed about this, horrible thing that happened. She was very heartbroken. And then we see Blanche come out to the patio, and they're really happy to see her, and she tells them that she was feeling a lot better and that she considers them family, and they make a pact to never separate, even if they get married.
Very heartfelt, very lame.
I thought it was very sweet.
Lame.
I thought it was sweet.
Sophia makes a joke about going on a date. She's actually going with Coco to the dog track.
Your mother bets?
No, she rides. She's a dog jockey.
That's it.
And that's the first episode.
That's the first episode. Really just moves on by.
Yeah.
Anything of note of this show?
I mean, some of the humor I think was not very, wouldn't hold up, but I really enjoyed the episode. I laughed, I giggled.
I had a few giggles in there.
Yeah. I thought it was great, and if I had seen this episode, I would have been very interested in seeing the next episodes after that.
Some of the things that stood out to me is Coco. He's in this first pilot episode. I don't think that they never talk about him again. I don't know what happens to him.
He never shows up again, and it's like he just doesn't. He disappeared.
The network must have got rid of him.
I don't know what happened.
The house is kind of crazy. They've got what looks to me like outdoor furniture on the inside of the house.
Oh yeah, their living room furniture. It's like bamboo wicker.
Yeah, it's weird. And also Blanche's room is crazy because her bedspread is palm leaves.
Yeah.
And it matches her wallpaper.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
They did everything they could to make it clear just from looking at the house that these people live in Florida. I feel like. Yeah.
As far as the quality of this first pilot episode, I'm a little iffy on it. I don't know. There were some giggles in there, but it was kind of cringe, kind of lame cringe, And I know the show is a good show with good writing, so I'm sure it picks up later in the series.
Yeah.
But this first episode, I don't feel like we got a good idea of who the characters are or what they're going to be.
We really didn't. It wasn't very developed.
Yeah. The quality of this first episode, I don't think is great.
They didn't do a good job of introducing us to the characters.
Right. We don't get a good sense of what the characters are. They're pretty much just old ladies. I mean, I guess the only ones they really establish are Dorothy and Sophia, really. Because, we don't get the Blanche that I remember from the series, and we don't get the Betty White I remember from the series.
Yeah. And because
because Blanche is a whore and Betty White is a moron, and that's what I remember.
Yeah. That's like those trademark characters, right?
Maybe that's my fault that I want caricatures instead of characters, but I don't think it establishes them well.
Yeah. But I think over time,
Yeah.
they they established that. And we both have watched the show.
Yeah, I just don't think
just
Golden
never
Girls
saw
hits
the
the ground running
first
on the first
episode.
episode.
Yeah.
Because I've watched countless episodes. Can I
Yeah.
remember any of them? No. I remember there was one with a boxer
A lot of them.
that wanted to be a performer.
Yeah, Sophia bought a boxer and he was a violin player.
Yeah.
I know them all.
remember that one.
They are all up here. I have so much useless information. Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. What else do you have to say about Golden Girls? Do we rate these?
No, but we can recommend.
Okay.
I would recommend watching it.
Yeah, I'd also recommend
Especially
watching
since
it.
it's on Hulu.
Especially since Betty White just passed
Yeah,
away, you know.
yeah.
That's what I know her from. Some people know her from Mary Tyler Moore or
Yeah.
other things, or Snickers commercials. But I know her from the Golden Girls. And I
Yeah.
think if you're going to start watching the Golden Girls, you might as well start with the first episode. You got to watch the first episode and you're like, what happened to Coco?
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything else to say about this episode?
No, I really enjoyed it. And it was also very nostalgic. And I had never seen the first episode. I watched the series religiously, but I never saw like the whole like first season. I'm definitely going to be watching some more because I thought it was great. Check it out on Hulu.
Should I take us out?
Yep, take us out.
Thanks for watching, Internet. You can follow the show on Twitter at What Else Show. We're also on Instagram at The What Else Show. Please like, subscribe, and share on YouTube. Do you know the Golden Girls? You like the Golden Girls? You're sad that Betty White's gone? Leave a comment on YouTube. Comment something.
Yeah.
If you've never commented on a YouTube video, just leave the word comment in the in the little box there.
Yeah, go for it.
And that's it. Bye, Internet.
Bye, Internet. Coco eventually lets Rose out of the closet. And then
Is that like a joke?